I'm getting calls from people who are asking me questions about how to file a notice of appeal and stuff. And so I can't really give legal advice. Well, I could, but I guess I'm not allowed to. Anyways, this is just going to be a short little thing on this massive brick I dropped on a firm called Gardner Roberts, operating out of Toronto, who are currently harboring Gonan Sneer, who's guilty of multiple crimes, along with his other accomplices in Ottawa. So I'm going to try to keep this short. I just want to highlight how ridiculous our justice system is. And I will do this by reading a 3-page affidavit that I wrote on June 1st for a matter that's going to be heard on August 1st. And it's basically about as much seriousness as I can give to anyone in the Superior Court of Justice of Ontario. Now, I have to be careful because this is a motion record, which you need to produce when you're bringing a motion against, crooks. And mine is 1,125 pages long. Now it's illegal for me to post evidence against the Children's Aid Society of Ottawa, Auto Police Services, Auto Crown Attorney's Office, my Office of the Children's Lawyer. They basically hide behind a shroud of unlawful legislation, and if that doesn't cover them enough, then you just get arrested, and then they issue a bail release order or probation order or whatever to create crimes on the fly. So my joke is kind of like, if I loved popcorn, they could make it illegal for me to eat popcorn. They just throw it into a probation order, and then if you eat popcorn, then you are guilty of committing a crime pursuant to the Criminal Code of Canada. That's the workaround they have in there. So Section 126 is disobey a release order. That's crime on the fly, and I don't know what section probation orders are. Anyway, I'm babbling. I just can't scroll through this document, so I'm going to go right to this table of contents on my 11. It's 6 pages long. So that's what you would do in a motion record. There's certain things. So tab 1 has to be your table of contents. And then tab 2 is the notice of motion. Tab 3 is the affidavits. Tab 4 is a list of transcripts. Tab 5 is other documents. So I've done all of that, but all the evidence against this syndicate is really in this table of contents. I can just kind of scroll through it. Oh yeah, I added this today. My footer. 1-800 call an exorcist. Because these things are like, they're either like, oops, I better not do that. That takes to my Twitter account. They're either like so heavily into coke that they have no conscience left, or they're demonic. That's really what it boils down to. So this is all evidence against the entire syndicate. And I finally served that today and CC'd all the little demons that are representing Auto Police Services Board, including but not limited to Gail Yentebeck, the new chair, who is Chief of Staff for Royal Ottawa. I got you in here somewhere. Where did I get you in here? It's super funny. I should highlight it. Did I not highlight you guys? Oh yeah, here you are. Okay. I love to blow the whistle on psychiatry. I'm doing my best. Anyhow. It's Friday night, 7:43 Newfoundland time, and I'm going to read my best affidavit ever. Only because I'm kind of thinking of doing stand-up. And if not, then I would like to throw my CV at any law firm who wants to put, a stake in the ground about, domestic violence. Like for real, not pretend. And barring that, I think what I'm going to do, I've only got 15 minutes. So this whole motion record, this 1,000-page document, plus, it has a half hour to be heard. And it's fine because I don't really have much to say. My compendium is right here. I have much to say. This civil action highlights everything that's wrong with the judicial system in Ontario. See Moore's 2019, November 27. Motion materials sent to both defendants at page here versus their defense at pages there. Clearly, the defendants are pathological liars. Their credibility should be discounted to a value of 0. And this nonsense should end. With love from PFI.rocks. That's the name I hope to use once if I can ever get a divorce. Andy C.K. Jack. C is my son's name is Sean, and my daughter's name is Kate. So that's just a bit of Sean and Kate that go everywhere with me. Andy and Jack, that's another story. Anyway, so my 3-page affidavit, I'm just looking for I think it's pretty good. I like acronyms, so they use a lot of acronyms in legal. So every time, for example, my name is Deirdre Moore, I live in Paradise, Newfoundland and Labrador. And when you do this in brackets with quotation marks, that's how it's referred to in the rest of the document. So normally they're called acronyms. I'm not sure what they do in legal world because they make up all their own rules, but I'm just learning as I go. Anyway, I swear the following to be true. Paragraph 1. These proceedings have been intentionally obfuscated, confused basically, by both defendants in ways that mirror their behavior when they were retained as legal counsel during 2019 to 2020, including but not limited to their use of orchestrated delay, ignorance of evidence, libel and slander, disregard for the Courts of Justice Act, and other torts and crimes, or dildos. This affidavit, Exhibit C, pages 42 to 503 for evidence. Judge, I don't think they can read. I actually don't think judges know how to read. Paragraph 2. On February 8th and 9th, I served on Adelman, Etal, and Sneer. I'm sorry, I should say it. Adelman, Baum, Gilbert, Robertson, LLP, Adelman, and Sneer Law Office, Sneer. A 2023 February 7 fresh amended statement of claims, Exhibit A, service of which was previously obfuscated by Moore fleeing from Ottawa for safety in July 2022 and inclement weather during 2023. Well, Sneer immediately served a February 13 statement of defense, see Exhibit C. However, on March 23rd, Adelman was noted in default by me. According to plan, albeit slightly delayed, on June 8th, Adelman had his motion heard and had my default set aside. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy chess game. These guys are charging like $400 an hour to play this chess game as they bury me. They're sick. Anyway, paragraph 5, June 20th, instead of being penalized, and this is where it's like I have a build up for my affidavit. It's only 3 pages, really. It's only like 12 paragraphs, I mean, not even. Instead of being penalized by the court for their obvious dildos, right? Because we established dildos. Dildos has been established in paragraph 1. Instead of being penalized by the court for their obvious dildos, Adelman was rewarded by Ontario's Superior Court of Justice, Justice Cawthorne, who effectively discounted my evidence to a value of 0 and removed my legal notice of default, see Exhibit C, which would have and should have removed recalcitrant, that means uncooperative, fraudster plus, Adelman and its legal counsel, Nelligan Payne O'Brien. Could be Nelligan O'Brien Payne. I actually have to look it up. But whatever, it doesn't really matter what I call them now because the rest of the document, they're just called solicitor. From remaining proceedings. On June 20th, solicitor served Adelman's statement of defense with full knowledge it was laden with errors, omissions, and malicious obfuscation. See Exhibit C, those pages. Violating, among other laws, Section 134, giving us false sworn statement of the Criminal Code of Canada. See solicitor's email and reserved statement of defense. Reserved, as a typo by me, at Exhibit D. On June 28th, I served an 18-page combined reply on Adelman and Sneer. Adelman and Sneer, see Exhibit E. This is important. This is actually quite accurate if anyone wants to read this part. Aware that Adelman Sneer solicitor, or ASS, dildos rendered my reply late pursuant to the Courts of Justice Act's Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 25.043. I sought consent from Sneer for the late filing. This was, however, refused. See Exhibit F. Sneer was upset that the Ass's dildos revealed their whole syndicate. I informed Sneer that if he didn't want such large scope, he shouldn't have utilized dildos in the first place. See Exhibit G regarding scope creep. Regardless, on June 29th, I reckoned it better to split the document in two and serve them both. On June 29th, I also served a notice of motion, seeking leave for an extension in time, see Exhibit J, as it would be simpler for the court to review one combined reply instead of permitting the Ass's dildos to further shield the whole. Con. Anyhow, David, that's where I'm at with my affidavit writing these days. Keep it short, sweet, and to the point.